Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I hope you're all having a wonderful, what day is today? Wednesday. I hope you're all having fun, one way or another, and staying safe because, well, we're still under this whole quarantine, coronavirus baloney. But as long as we all just, stay calm, stay safe, stay healthy, watch over our family members, we will be fine. We will get through this. I promise you. I promise you. Now, what is this video for? I've wanted to make a build video for such a long time. I wanted to show how my Oberon is built, as you can see. And I'm not just talking about the looks, but I'm also talking about the mods. What makes it run? What do I need to do to make it run? And that's what I want to share with you guys. Of course, the first thing I want to show off is my little scheme. For a while I have kept this red, black, gold scheme, and I just love it. To me it blends very well. Maybe the shade of the yellow could be a bit more washed out just to have it give it that nice gold look, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it looks alright. I love it. So, of course, let me show you what I have for the appearance. As you can see right here, that is my clan emblem. First, let me show you the helmet. One thing I do not like about Oberon, or at least Oberon Prime, is the standard helmet. This one. He looks like a roach, and I do not like that. So, I actually prefer regular Oberon's helmet, which is this one. I like this one much better. And the skin that I'm using is actually, I don't remember if I bought this one or if I unlocked it, but it's this one right here. I actually prefer it over, whoops, that's not it. I prefer this one over the other Oberon Prime default skin. I just don't like it. He looks odd, very weird. And of course, the animation really doesn't matter much. Not that many people notice. It's the Nidus Noble animation set. For the attachments, of course, you can see a couple of Warframe logos, like right here in black, right here as well, right under my clan emblem, right there, and some of them right here too. However, the skin is also blocking it a little bit. But it's right there. Just right there. And also the Blazing Step ephemera. I went through so much painful grinding for this. But I was able to finally get it. So if you have that on and you walk, you can see little flames start to appear where you step. And to me, that it's like it doesn't look too big. You can see little flames, and that no big of a deal. That's no problem. Like, ooh, impressive little flames. But I like it. I just love it. And what else should I show you about the appearance? Sayandala, of course, is this cape, beautiful cape. I used to have another one, which was. I mean, I don't have that many. This one. I used to have this one. Not in this color scheme. It was a bit different, but similar. Very similar. Then I bought this one because it just looks a lot more royal, especially with the gold coloring on it. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love it. So that is the Sayandala. The Regalia, of course. I have the front sigil, of course the clan emblem right here. These are the two shoulders, so you can see right here that is my actual clan emblem right there on both sides. The front sigil, I just simply have it as the mastery sigil, so every time I gain a level or a rank, the mastery sigil would change, and you can see it in the gold outline. So every time I gain a rank, this would change. And the back sigil is essentially one of the factions sigils. That one really doesn't matter much because my cape is blocking it anyway. But essentially, that doesn't matter much. Don't worry about that one. Now, what do I need to do next? Okay, so that is the appearance of my Oberon. I don't know what you guys think. I'm not much into fashion frame, believe it or not. I just put whatever looks fine to me, and I think I have good taste. you guys let me know. So, now I want to get into the actual build of my Oberon, and also the weapons that I have here. So, the main one is the Fairy Healer build. I have 3 of them here, and I'll go over them quickly. The Fairy Healer build, just as you know, the name suggests, it heals. It's just mainly healing, and the main focus on it is strength and duration. Don't let the red fool you. It's just don't worry about that. So the main focus is strength and duration, and as long as I have high strength, it's gonna allow me to get better health regeneration. And with duration, I'll get better efficiency with the energy. I won't use as much. And as you can see, here are all the mods. Mainly Intensify for the strength, basic Intensify. Blind Rage, one of the corrupted mods, to give me a lot of strength. And I don't really need efficiency, and I'll explain why I won't need that in a bit. But efficiency, I can sacrifice as much as I need to get more strength. Continuity for, better duration, classic continuity. Constitution for more duration, and this one gives me a 40% knockdown recovery, which doesn't matter. Another corrupted mod here for more strength. It does sacrifice the duration a little bit, but it'll balance out in the end. And I'll explain this in a bit. This has to do with not efficiency not mattering. Gladiator Resolve, if I can speak. I kind of don't understand why I put this one in here. I guess for the health. But the thing is, you don't need to add more health. The whole purpose of this build is to heal. So I'm not sure about this one, but I have it anyway. And another corrupted mod to give me more duration in exchange for range. Because efficiency and range do not matter. In this whole build, it does not matter. So, I was gonna explain why the efficiency doesn't work. Well, with Hunter Adrenaline, as you can see, it converts 45% of the damage that I take on my health to energy. So every time I take damage, I get back energy. And that energy is used to keep renewal activated. So, renewal here is the ability that allows me to regenerate health. Anyone that steps into, the little range gets back health. And that's essentially the premise of the whole build. So, if you have the renewal buff, you're gonna be getting health regeneration. And that health regeneration is going to, of course, keep you alive, and it doesn't matter how much you take, you'll just get it back. So, when you take damage, you take energy because of Hunter Adrenaline. You take damage, you regain energy. That energy is going to keep renewal fueled, and renewal is going to allow you to get more health back. That health back is going to be taken away from damage, which damage from Hunter Adrenaline will allow you to get more energy, which fuels renewal, and renewal allows you to regain health, and you can kind of see the point there now. It's a loop. So this will keep you alive, essentially. No matter how much damage you take, it would keep you alive. On top of that, Hallowed Ground has a small little extra ability. So a Hallowed Ground essentially summons grass to the ground, as you can see right there in the little video. It allows you to summon all this grass, and on top of that, if you have renewal activated, or you have the buff of renewal, you'll get a little defense buff on top of this. So if you have this buff and you go into the grass, you'll get that extra defense buff, that extra armor. So that would allow you to survive even longer. So that is the main build, and it does keep a lot of people alive, believe it or not. That's why I always run this. And of course, the aura mods really doesn't matter. I just have corrosive projection. It's just classic. You can put whatever you want there. I do have a bit of extra strength here. You really don't need this one, but it does help. So if you have it, you know, go for it. The arcanes, don't worry about the arcanes. I personally don't find them that interesting. I rarely go out for for eidolons. I did maybe a couple of eidolon hunts with some of my friends, and really I don't care about it much. So don't worry about the arcanes. If you have something that can help, go for it. If not, don't worry about it. So that is the fairy healer. I just called it fairy healer. You can name it whatever you want. But that's my build for health regeneration. Guardian and King, I rarely touch because I don't need them. These were mostly just me experimenting around. But I don't know, maybe you'll find some sort of excuse me, some sort of build that can benefit you from this. So the main purpose of Fairy Guardian, as the name suggests, is to guard an area. So of course, corrosive projection doesn't matter. The aura mods usually don't matter. Cunning Drift, I have it for the range. Now, in this case, range does matter a lot. So if you do have Cunning Drift, I would suggest you use that. And here we have, so the main purpose, the main focus on this build is strength and range. Mainly range, but you also would want, I'm sorry, not strength, duration. So the duration will allow you to keep it active as much as possible when you activate the hollowed ground, which is what I'll get to right now. And the range would allow you to, well, have a higher range and spread it as far as you can. So as I explained in the other build, hollowed ground allows you to summon all this grass. And this grass does two things. First thing it does is give a radiation proc to all the enemies. It essentially does radiation damage. On top of that, any player that stands on the grass gets all of their status conditions eliminated, nullified. So they essentially re-heal that way. And essentially that's it. This is mainly for defense missions, but again, I don't use it much. If you find something useful with this, go for it. Arcanes, again, doesn't matter. Fairy King, I don't even use. I was just having fun with this one essentially, but if you find this useful, you know, go for it. Use it however you can. The main purpose for this one is to just it's like a hard hit or hard kill. It's mostly on strength and range, and it would focus on the fourth ability, which is Reckoning. It's essentially the Force. You have the Force. You bring all the enemies around up, smash them down to the ground. So with strength, of course, you'll get as much damage as you can, and the range would allow you to reach as many enemies that you can. So, as I said, it's mainly for Reckoning, but you can also use Smite. I do use Smite a lot, but not as much. I use Smite just to essentially stagger the enemy a little bit, just to like get them out of the way. But you can use it for Smite as well. It's mainly for Reckoning, but you can use it for Smite. So those are my three builds. I mainly use Fairy Healer. I haven't used the other two in so long, but there you go. Now, gonna move on to my primary weapon, which is Rubico Prime. I actually have two of them, and I'll get to the second one in a bit. But this is, so far, in the whole game, my favorite weapon. I'm sort of a sniper guy. I just like snipers. But it's essentially a sniper with a high amount of critical damage. Critical chance. So you can see right here the default is 38%. So that's already pretty high. So if you can bring it up to 154, this is going to be a hard hitter. I can usually take out some bosses in a couple of shots. Now, as I said, it's a crit, mainly crit weapon. So some mods that I use here are Vigilante Armaments for that. The multi-shots also help as well, but it's mainly for that 5% chance for critical weapons. Critical delay, it brings up the critical chance, and since it's a sniper, the fire rate really doesn't matter much. It's gonna be a slow weapon regardless. Vital Sense for, you know, better critical damage. Split Chamber for better multi-shot. You always want better multi-shot anyway. Base damage, Serration. I have a Riven. I was lucky enough to get him because for some reason the Rubico Riven is extremely rare, but I was blessed enough to get one. So I have it there with 109.2 bonus critical chance. So I got a lucky roll right there. And more multi-shot. The fire rate, as I said, it doesn't matter, so it doesn't affect much here. Better critical chance, the typical point strike, and hammer shot for better critical damage. The status chance is kind of okay. You can go that route if you like. So you can put a hammer shot if you like. And this slot has been recently added. So I can actually put something here. I just need to find a way to unlock it. Like, it tells me right here I need to get an Exilis weapon adapter. I'll get that in the future soon somehow. But for now, just with this alone, it is pretty heavy hitting. I do have this elemental build in case I do need to do some sort of elemental damage. For example, this one is mainly magnetic. So I just switched around a couple of things to get that effect. But this really doesn't matter much. This is mainly a crit weapon. So that is my first weapon. The second weapon that I use is essentially a flamethrower, the Ignis Wraith. I was partnered up with another clan that actually had these blueprints, so I was lucky enough to get one. I don't know if... It's essentially really hard to get another one, so if you can find one, definitely get it. It is a good weapon. And they're not easy to find. I was lucky enough to know someone. So this one is mainly a status weapon. Is it? Yeah, it's mainly a status weapon, but I use it for critical. I use it for crit damage. So for this, I would have, like I said, you always want some sort of multi-shot. Serration for base damage. Typical point strike for critical chance, Vital Sense for critical damage, Armaments for that bonus multi-shot and that bonus critical hit, Vigilante Fervor. The fire rate really doesn't matter on this one either. It's a flamethrower, so you really won't notice much of a difference unless you're paying attention to the ammo count. Critical delay for, you know, better critical chance. Fire rate doesn't matter. And on top of that, the Vigilante Fervor actually cancels out the critical delay. You can see right there, this one gives 45% fire rate. This one takes away 36. So you actually get a net positive of fire rate. And, you know, the typical hammer shot. Also, the reason why I like the Vigilante mod is because, as you can see, the more Vigilante mods you add, the more the bottom effect increases. So if I didn't have this mod here, it would actually say 5% chance instead of 10% chance. So that's why I like those two. Now, that's actually the only build I have for that. I may work on another one in the future, but don't get your hopes up. So that is my two weapons. I always use my Rubico, so I'm gonna keep that there. My Aklex, my beautiful Aklex. I don't know if this is actually the first prime weapon that I've ever created. I think it is. I cannot remember another one. But I'm glad that this is the first one I made because I've never switched to any other weapon after getting this one. This is essentially a crit hand cannon. It's just one headshot with this and enemy's gone. Period. No doubt about it. Oh yes, I'm sorry. I also wanted to mention something. Like I said, getting a Rubico ribbon is hard enough. Just getting a ribbon altogether for the right weapon is difficult in its own. So if you don't have a Rubico ribbon, you could just put any mod right here that will give more multi-shot or more critical chance or damage, and you should be okay. This one just, you know, boosts up the damage a lot more, but you really don't need it. So okay, so back to the Aklex Prime. This one, like the other weapons, are crit based. So Pistol Gambit. The secondary weapons actually have a different set of mods for the, you know, they're different from the primary weapons. So for the critical chance, this time you'll have Pistol Gambit, Target Cracker, Creeping Bullseye for that 48% crit. You do lose on the fire rate quite a bit on this one, but I think I can't really say if it matters too much. To me, it does not. I'm okay with a less fire rate. I don't rush my shots. I was also able to. I was lucky enough to get I actually got this one. I rolled this one. I was able to earn it. So as you can see, this ribbon here gives me bonus status, bonus critical, and damage to corpus or damage to infested really doesn't matter. So those are just, they're just there. But the status and the critical chance, that is beautiful. I love having this here. Hollow points for better critical damage. It does lower the base damage a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Multi-shot and fire rate and multi-shot. And of course, base damage here. So that is my setup for this one. Again, if you don't have a ribbon for the Aklex, just any multi-shot or crit mod would do fine. As I said, ribbons really just boost it up quite a bit, but it's not necessary. And now for my Guandao. I am personally a fan of staff weapons. I don't like blades on my weapons because that's just naturally how I am. But the Guandao it has served me very, very well. And I don't know if they'll ever make a prime variation. I'm sure they will. It's a Tenno weapon, so I'm hoping one day they will. But it's just beautiful. If they were to ever make a prime weapon, I'm gonna jump on it as soon as possible. I also have a ribbon for it. Someone actually gifted me this one, so I'm grateful for that. For this one, we have Spoiled Strike to add base damage. The 20% attack speed, the Guandao is so fast that really this doesn't hurt it like enough. So 20% less attack speed, it's fine. It's fine. You probably won't notice as much. 100% critical chance with True Steel, Organ Shatter for more critical damage. Here with my ribbon, you'll get a better attack speed, so it already cancels out Spoiled Strike. Melee damage 202.4, and status duration, I really don't care about status much, so that, you know, that negative isn't that big of a deal. Gladiator Might for better critical chance and more critical damage. Gladiator Vice for better attack speed, but again, this is not really needed. I just have this here because just like the Vigilante mods on the other weapons, the Gladiator mods gets a boost whenever you use more than one. So I'm sure that if I took one of these out, instead of 30%, you'll see 15%. But since I have both, I have 30%. Primed Pressure Point. If you have the regular pressure point, that's fine. Use that. I was able to get the prime pressure point, so I have that on. And Blood Rush is a must if you're using. Blood Rush is a must for any crit-based weapon. It's just that good. It boosts up your critical chance by 60%, and it does show. It does show quite a bit. So that is my Guandao setup right there. I do have an elemental setup if I do need to provide some sort of elemental damage, but that doesn't matter much. And the range, I kind of don't remember why I had this one, to be honest. I don't know why this is here. I think this was for some sort of farming, but you can ignore this one. So this is the main build that I use right here. Alright, so the other two really doesn't matter. That's my character right there. The runic, this is mainly for me to get some energy back. In cases where it is so hard to find those little... oh, nice, you're doing commentary too. Okay, yeah, so this really doesn't matter. This, the focus, you know, I guess you can look at it if you like, but as I said, really doesn't matter much. The Parazon, it does matter, but I'm not focusing on this right now. And as you can see, I have nothing at the moment. These are literally the only two Parazon mods I have at the moment. The Intruder and the Outer Breach, which I love the Outer Breach. This makes hacking so much more convenient for me. Intruder, the 8 extra seconds, really, I never noticed it, but what else am I gonna do? So I put it right there. And that is my entire build. I do have a lot of things to work on. For example, I need to figure out a way to open one of these slots. Same for this one, and not this one, surprisingly. So yeah, just these two. I gotta find, first of all, I gotta make some more platinum, and second, I gotta get that a chapter. Which, speaking of platinum, I plan on making some more videos of doing some vault runs. One main way to get platinum is to sell some corrupted mods. And you get corrupted mods by going to vault runs. So I actually have quite a bit. For example, I think Blind Rage, yeah. Blind Rage, I actually have 14 of them. And these go for 20 platinum a pop. So I definitely should be selling some. I don't know why I haven't yet. Wow. I gotta get on this soon. So I do need to make more platinum. So that is coming on in the future. I will make vault run videos. I did make a tutorial on how to make a vault run quite a while back. So if you're interested in that, you could just look in my video history and you'll probably find it there. So that is my Oberon build. That is what I have fun with the most. This is what I love. And hopefully if you see this and you see something that does help you out, let me know, let everyone know, and hopefully I can make more content like this in the future, because I just like helping people. I like sharing what I love to do, such as playing Warframe, chilling back, and what else? Oh yes, playing with the kitty, with little Christy here. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I'll be back soon. I already know what videos to make, and you all stay safe.